Hello everybody, this is a project made by Joana Santana and by me, Juliet Torres. Joana Santana is a pre-service teacher in the Institución Educativa Puente de Piedra San José del Gacal in Venta Quemada, and her advisory teachers are Vitalia Pachón and Jaira Aguirre. I am a pre-service teacher in Institución Educativa Técnico Comercial 20 de Julio in Genesano, and my advisory teachers are Vitalia Pachón and John Biafra.
Next, the agenda. Here we have what is this project about, objectives, general and specifics, problem statement, justification, literature review, methodological design, pedagogical design, findings, conclusions, and at the end, pedagogical implications.
What is this project about? Well, this project involves a telecollaboration between the two institutions, one in Venta Quemada and one in Genesano, who exchange their experiences and their feelings produced by confinement through letters in order to improve their English writing skills and motivate them to express themselves. So in total, we have 16 students, 8 in Venta Quemada and 8 in Genesano. So these students wanted to participate in this project and their parents gave us their permission to participate here.
General objective: to explore the writing skill development of students from two different educational institutions through a telecollaboration exchange of personal letters during the pandemic in the institutions Institución Educativa Técnica Puente de Piedra in San José del Gacal and Institución Técnico Comercial 20 de Julio in Genesano.
Specific objectives. The first one is to propose strategies to help students to improve their English writing skills through online communications. The second one is to analyze students' perceptions and feelings about the usage of letters in their EFL writing. And the last one, to identify the impact of letters by content experiences in the midst of the pandemic to improve their English writing skills.
Next, problem statement. At the beginning of the teaching practice, we were at the school, we could share a little bit with the students, and also we could find out that students had a weakness with their writing skill. Furthermore, this pandemic situation had students isolated and they cannot go out with their friends. Another issue was that education should be virtual, and students are still learning how to use technologies in order to learn.
The next part is justification. So, taking into account the last problems, this project involves telecollaboration between both institutions. So, the idea is to exchange their experiences and their feelings through letters in order to improve their English writing skills through online communications.
Now, literature review. Telecollaboration. Bells defines telecollaboration as institutionalized, electronically mediated intercultural communication under the guidance of a lingua cultural person. PenPal. PenPals are those who send letters, mails, or messages in order to share personal information. Sandman wrote that writing letters has an excellent advantage because it helps people to learn a new language. Writing. Harshware pointed that many students are actively involved and committed to the use of technological tools, including social networks, to communicate outside the classroom.
Methodological design. This is a qualitative approach because this project seeks to explore and describe the different experiences and feelings produced during the confinement or quarantine encountered by students in order to improve their English writing skills. And this is a research design and action research. We have 4 steps here. We have observing, planning, acting, and reflecting.
Observing. What we did first was observing students in their environment. We also applied a survey in order to know more about their skills and also the technological tools they had at home or at school.
The next step was planning. So when students were at home, we wanted to communicate with their parents. So we started to call them. The idea was to talk about the project, what is this project about, if they have doubts or something like that. Nevertheless, we had some problems because some parents never answered, and some parents say that they didn't want their children to participate in this project because it could be an extra load. So it was fine for us. So at the end we had 16 students, 8 from Betaquemada and 8 from Genesano. So we started to plan how to make the exchange between those students of both institutions, and how to create a support material for the students, and how to send this support material by WhatsApp.
Acting. Students started to use the support material to do their letters. Also, they complemented with their current workshops given at school. On the other hand, we help students with vocabulary and structures in order to do a better job.
So reflection was the last stage. So here we started to observe and analyze all the instruments that we use during this process. For example, the journals, the surveys, and the letters. So we started to analyze them, taking into account the research question.
Support material. We sent to the students some videos, some letter examples, or audios. I'm going to show you 15 seconds of some videos we did.
Good morning,
for
students. How are you today? Bueno, chicos, hoy vamos a crear nuestra primera carta en inglés, así que súper atentos porque yo les voy a ayudar a crearlo con este material de apoyo, ¿listo?
Y vamos a escribir aquí un título. This quarantine makes me feel. Entonces, esta cuarentena me hace sentir. Ese va a ser el tema de nuestra carta. Y le decimos algo a nuestro amigo. It was nice to write you.
The first letter was about a structure of a letter and personal presentation. We chose personal presentation because that's what we usually do when we know a new person. For the second week, we chose feelings and emotions. We did that because we wanted to know how the students were feeling during this quarantine. For the third week, we worked feelings and emotions. We did that because we wanted to let our students know what were doing their new friends. Next, data collection instruments. We used surveys, journals, and students' letters. Surveys. We applied 3 surveys, 2 at the beginning, 1 at the end. This survey was to know more about students' skills and what technological tools they had at home.
Journals. Journal is an instrument that Joanna and I write separately every week. So the idea was to observe and to analyze and reflect what happened during the week. For example, if one student asked me for new vocabulary for a tutoring session, or if one student asked me to send the letter with another electronic media. So this is what we write in the journal. So we have 3 aspects for taking into account: PenPal letters, writing skill, and electronic media used by students.
Students' artifacts. We analyzed letters using this rubric, taking into account order in sentence, vocabulary, coherence, sequence of ideas, support from other semiotic media for written communication, and in this last one we underlined how students were using Spanish and also draws to complement their ideas.
Findings. Taking into account the analysis of the previous instruments, we found that students were highly motivated by learning English through letters. They also tell us that their writing skills have improved with this project, since they were writing a letter weekly. On the other hand, the parents have been indirectly involved since they are more aware of their kids and also they are at home. It is also important to note that more electronic media were used, such as email, PowerPoint presentations, and WhatsApp. So we had 4 aspects: motivation, improvement in the writing skills, parents' participations, and use of different technological tools. So now we are going to see the instruments and what is the aspect that we found in those instruments.
According to what Juliet said, 100% of students affirmed they are getting better with their writing skills because they are learning new structures and words every week. Also, students said they were very motivated to write in English because of their new friendship. Some of them, at least 26% of the students, had problems using internet, sometimes because of the signal or sometimes because they had not mobile data services all the time.
The next part is transcript of communication in English. So in this part we show you some examples of the conversations that we had with some students or parents. So in the first part we have parents' participations. Here, since many parents were giving a lot of support to this project and also they were very aware of whether their children were participating here. And we can see in the images that there are some students that were very excited about this project and they were asking for the next letter. The next part is improvement in their writing skills. So here I'm going to tell you one case of a girl from Venezuela. So she was very worried to participate in this project because it's the first time that she is learning English. So I said that it's okay, we are going to learn together and step by step. So this is the first letter that she created. So it is a very simple letter with some simple sentences. My name is Ariel, I live in Genesano, I study in 20 de Julio, I am 11 years old. So there are very simple sentences, but in the second letter we can see that she is using more words, new vocabulary, and try to express herself. So I'm going to read you what she wrote. I feel happy when I play with my phone, when I play with my sister, and when I go out for a walk in the countryside. The days are low during the quarantine. I feel sad when I am alone without my family. I feel angry when I cannot do what I want to do. When they yell at me, when they interrupt me what I'm doing. So we can see that she is writing with coherence, that she has new vocabulary, and that she's supporting their ideas with drawings.
This student asked for tutoring spaces in order to know more vocabulary because he really wanted to write the whole letter just in English. And as we can see, he has improved a lot, writing more sentences in the second letter. Although there are some grammatical mistakes, this student is expressing himself. He wrote a sentence like, I help prepare breakfast. We can understand that sentence perfectly.
The next one is use of technology. So we can see here an example of a boy who wanted to create his letter in a PowerPoint presentation, and he sent it to me by email. So we found this really nice because he wanted to explore more about the technology and because he had the technological resources to do it. So in the first letter he wrote about himself, and he created a cartoon about himself, and in the second one that it was about this quarantine makes me feel, he support his sentences with a cartoon.
Students were very open to express their feelings with their new friends. This girl wrote, te quiero contar que lo que me hace más feliz es recibir nuevos amigos en mi vida. Lo que me hace triste es que mucha gente muera por culpa del COVID. Me enoja que ya no pueda visitar las iglesias y otros lugares. Me encantó haberte escrito. Ojalá en otra ocasión nos podamos volver a escribir. Qué bonito fue que me contaras las cosas que a ti te gustan. Gracias por todo lo que me escribiste en la carta. Bye.
Conclusions. The present work aimed to explore the writing ability of the students. As a conclusion, it was found that the young learners showed motivation towards the project, since the fact of writing to someone unknown excited them to write more. The second one is that the young learners demonstrated their improvement in writing skills in each letter, starting for the simplest, and then, based on the recommendation made, they were writing with coherence, new vocabulary, and with the support of drawings or writing in Spanish to complement it. The third one is parents' participation was observed indirectly, since this helped students process in such a way that home education allowed parents to be guiding and supervising the sending of letters and the process in general. And the last one, the use of electronic resource was not limited, as some students showed that they felt more comfortable sending from other platforms and creating letters in digital form.
Pedagogical implications. As teachers, you can take advantage of technological tools, perhaps when students can return to schools showing the different electronic resources. Apart from improving their interpersonal communication skill, they will also strengthen their creativity. So you can encourage them with the artistic part in this process. You should know that there may be students who want to go further than proposed. You can prepare different options and give them more resources than they expected.